God it's
Friday. Friday.
Thank God it's
Friday. 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 Friday.
Hi, welcome to Angela's Thank God It's Friday program. It is Friday once again, and to get us ready for the weekend, we are going to look at a very controversial topic. It is one you cannot afford to miss. Before I tell you the topic, I would like to share a disturbing story I was told by my mom. My mom told me that her mother, my grandmom, was so angry one day because her method of correction, which was beating, was no longer effective on her son. To increase the pain, my grandmom took a sharp knife and cut off the last finger on my uncle's left hand. Sadly, he now only have 4 fingers on his left hand. This brings me to today's topic, which is beating a child training the child? It is quite amazing how some parents define a child as the training of a child. For clarity, we are going to differentiate between the two terms. To beat a child is to batter, to flog, to strike violently, to pound, to blow or hit a child repeatedly. Hence, beating is used to punish, subdue, conquer, overpower, intimidate, control, and to cause pain and fear to a child. To train a child is to guide, to teach, to develop or form the habits, thoughts, and behavior of a child by communication, instruction, and discipline. Obviously, nothing in the definition of training signifies beating. Rather, to beat is to hurt and punish, while to train is to teach and discipline. So, what about spare the rod and spoil the child? Good question. We'll talk about that when we come back. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. Earlier, I shared a disturbing story told to me by my lovely mom. I have a second painful story told to me this time by my dad. My own dad told us that he is deaf in his left ear because his uncle slapped him forcefully on that ear as a child, and since then he does not hear with the injured ear. Very sad. Statistics shows that most parents that beat their kids do so because they too were beaten by their own parents or elders. Some beat because they do not have an alternative method of correction. Others beat out of anger or frustration. In those days, parents never learned that there are positive ways of correcting a child. So, when beating does not work, they use more dangerous weapon on the child. A good example of this is the horrible case of baby P in London in 2007, where a lovely 17-month-old boy died as a result of abuse from mother, this boy, and her boyfriend. Up to date, people still justify the beating of kids, arguing that they were beaten as kids, yet they turned out responsible adults. However, if they survived it, others did not and died as a result. Some were deformed, paralyzed, traumatized, etc. Records of most violent criminals, abusers, and bullies around the globe shows that they were either beaten as kids or grew up in a violent home. Therefore, beating children teaches them to become rebellious and beaters themselves. Now, Those that claim that they were beaten as children and turned out to be responsible and good, if it worked for you, why then do you abuse and hurt your little kids? Why do you inflict physical pain, mental, emotional, and psychological pain on your kids? I've seen parents beat their children so often that they do not have enough time to love them. Sad. It is true that beating can produce superficially good behavior based solely on fear, which can only take place when the perpetrator is around, until the child is old enough to resist. On the other hand, to train or discipline your child is to raise your child to have the internal values they need to succeed and to discover their true potential so that they will become a productive member of the society. We train them to be well-behaved children that do the right thing because it is the right thing to do, not because they will get hurt or injured. Back to our long-awaited question, spare the rod and spoil the child. Does it mean we should use rod or whip on our children? Absolutely no, because the same Bible in Psalm 23 verse 4 said, the rod and the staff, they comfort me. So, rod in these two cases means a guide, an unending commitment to support, to train, and to lead your child. In other words, spare the rod and spoil the child means if you don't commit your precious time to guide, support, train, and lead your child, then that child will be misdirected and get spoiled. Once again, the guidance, training, and support given to a child demands a lot of time and commitment, and it is so expensive that most parents are not willing to sacrifice. It is so heavy that the scripture likened it to a rod that is difficult to be broken. Most parents prefer to smack the child or overlook that child entirely than to use the rod on the child. So spare to guide and spoil the child. Some parents state that they do not beat their children, yet they don't use the rod. That is, they can't guide and train their children. They believe that not beating their children is equivalent to training the child. In the end, the children grow up not having no sense of discipline and lacking respect. So, parents, let us not spare the rod. Let us commit our time to training our children. Remember, train up your child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. This is all we have for today. On behalf of our sponsors, I would like to say congratulations to Uche as the winner of our topic master, and also to congratulate all our wonderful participants so far. As usual, leave your feedback or inbox us your views on whether beating a child is training a child. Thank you very much for listening, and remember, tune in next Friday for another action. Cheers.